Good morning, students. In the last lecture, we discussed about introductory part of Kent's repertory. In that, we discuss about how Dr. J. T. Kent he was converted towards homeopathy, or how he became a famous teacher and well-known homeopathic practitioner. Then during his time, he was not satisfied with the repertories which were present because there are very less number of rubrics as well as less number of medicines in the repertory before his time. So he write down his own index of symptom, and it was first published in 1897, which consists of 1428 pages with large number of or addition of many new rubrics as well as medicine. In his repertory, there are 648 medicines. Total number of medicines in Kent repertory are 648, and his repertory is full of generals because he gave importance to general symptoms. In that, he first gave importance to mental general, then physical general, and then towards the particular symptom. In particular symptoms, he gave importance to the characteristic particulars or the uncommon symptoms, uncommon particular symptoms. When he was when the prescriber has become thoroughly familiar with the terminologies, with the arrangement of his repertory, and they found it was very much practical. The repertory which was written by Dr. Kent, it is very much practical. In his repertory, he follow the scheme of anatomical division like Dr. Hahnemann, and he added many new sections, or he give the separate section of mind, separate section of generalities, as well as the particular organ or particular part wise different sections with their functions and discharges. So in this way his repertory was arranged. The first edition which he published, it was received worldwide appreciation because it was too much practical as well as easy to use. Dr. Kent, at the time of his death, he left 3 handwritten and corrected copies for the third edition of the repertory. And one of these manuscripts was with Etherhart and Kahl from Chicago, who published the third edition nearly after 8 years after the death of Dr. Kent. And the third edition of Kent repertory, which was get published in 1924. Then other 2 copies which were with Dr. F. E. Gladwin and Dr. J. S. Poog for purpose of proof correction. And when the third edition was get published, then it was again revised, compared and corrected with handwritten corrected copy of Kent. and the successive 4th and 5th editions were published with the help of Dr. Gladwin, Dr. Clare Lewis Kent, and Dr. Perez Smith, respectively in 1935 and 1945. In this way, the 4th and 5th editions get published in 1935 and 1945 respectively. Then the 6th American edition, which was published in 1957, while the Indian edition, which came out in 1961, and the revised version of Kent, which was published in May 1974, but it was published under certain unusual circumstances. Dr. Perez Smith, who was going through the work and he was going through it word by word, and found many mistakes in the form of omission of gradation of medicines, then in the arrangement of rubric in both Indian as well as American edition. So he make corrections in those both edition with the help of original work of Dr. Kent. But unfortunately, the corrected copy, it was get stolen, and when it was ready for the publication, Dr. Diwan Harishchand of Delhi is well known for his contribution in buying the stolen handwritten and corrected copy. So this is supposed to be the 7th edition, but it is generally called the revised first edition or final general repertory of Dr. Kent. So in short, the first repertory or the first edition, which was get published in 1897, then the third edition with the help of Eberhard and Karl, which was published in 1924, then the 4th and 5th editions successively in 1935 and 1945, which was get published with the help of Dr. Gladwin, Dr. Poog, and also with the help of Dr. Clare Lewis Kent and Perez Smith. Then the 6th American edition, which was published in 1957, and Indian edition, which was published in 1961. So this was in short the how different editions which was get published one by one. Then in philosophical background, we discuss about the Dr. Kent's view or Dr. Kent's philosophy in the background of Kent repertory, that he gave importance to man. Then what is man? Man is nothing but will, understanding, and memory, and the body in which he lives is nothing but a house, and we should first consider the will, understanding, memory, and then afterwards the house, that means the body of the person. So according to Dr. Kent, man is prior to organ, or man is prior to disease. Then in Kent repertory, we discussed that there are 3 gradations are given, or the medicines are written in 3 different varieties of typography, which indicate the importance of remedies, which indicate the gradations of remedies. The 3 mark or first grade remedies, they are written in bold letter. Then the 2 mark or second grade remedy, they are written in italic. And the 1 mark or the third grade remedy, they are written in ordinary or Roman letter. Then how Dr. Kent decided, or how he gave how he was giving the grades to the medicine, how he was giving the marks to the medicines, there is some fixed criteria. About that also we discussed in the last lecture. Then now we go towards the plan and construction of Kent repertory. Yesterday, the how in short we discuss how the Kent repertory was constructed. So the plan followed throughout is from general to particular. As we have seen in the philosophical background that Dr. Kent gave importance to general symptoms and then he go towards the particulars. So the plan or the construction of the repertory is also in the same way, that is from general to particular. So the repertory which start with the section mind, and in the mind section the rubrics related to mental general they are given, and the last section in the Kent repertory is generalities, which contain the physical modalities or physical general symptom. Most of the physical general symptoms they are given in the generalities section. Then rest of chapters, they are based on anatomical division followed by function or discharges. The other in between mind section and generalities section, in between the first and the last section, there are different sections which are related to the anatomical division of the body, the parts or organs of the body, followed by their function or discharges. Then there are, we already discussed this point also, that there are 33 chapters, out of which one is on urinary organ, and this particular chapter has 5 divisions. So some count the sub chapters of urinary organ as separate chapter. Hence, the total number of the sections in Kent repertory might come to 37. So, if we count separately the subsections of urinary organ, then the number might come to 37. And if we consider it as a subsection of the urinary organ, then altogether there are 33 sections. Then the most important point in the Kent repertory is, in Kent repertory there are 3 parts. Mainly Kent repertory has 3 parts, that is prefix part, repertory proper, and the suffix part. When you go through the Kent repertory, then you found that there is first part, prefix part, then repertory proper and suffix part. Then what is prefix part? In the prefix part, we found the following headings, or there are some topics which included under the prefix part, and the prefix part which we cannot get or cannot found in the original work, but this was given or this was written in the subsequent editions of Kent repertory. So in prefix part, which points came under prefix part, we see one by one. The first part or the first point under prefix part is use of repertory by Dr. Kent. When you go through the repertory, if you have repertory, then open it and see when you open the book, when you open your repertory, then you found first there is use of repertory by Dr. Kent. This was the first point, or this was the first topic in the Kent repertory. Then the second point is how to study repertory, which was also given by Dr. Kent. Then the third point is how to use repertory. It was also given by Dr. Kent. Then the fourth point in prefix part is repertorizing by Margaret Tyler and John Ware. So how we repertorize? It was given by Margaret Tyler and John Ware. Then the fifth point in prefix part is hot and cold remedies by Dr. Gibson Millers, under the heading Dr. Gibson Miller's hot and cold remedies. So we found some group of remedies which are given under Gibson Miller's hot and cold remedies, some hot remedy group and some cold remedy, they are given in group. And then lastly in the prefix part we found few cases, or we get few cases by Margaret Tyler and John Ware. They how to solve the cases by using the Kent repertory, how to repertorize the cases, that was given with explanation by by Margaret Tyler and John Ware. So this is about the prefix part. If you have repertory, then go through the repertory, then you can easily get these points. So in prefix part, first point is use of repertory, which was given by Dr. Kent. Then how to study repertory, then how to use repertory. All these points, that is use of repertory, how to study repertory, how to use repertory, all 3 points which are given by Dr. Kent. Then repertorizing by Margaret Tyler and John Ware. Then Gibson Miller's hot and cold remedies. And lastly, the few cases by Margaret Tyler and John Ware. So this is about the first part of the Kent repertory, that is prefix part. Okay, then the second part of Kent repertory is repertory proper. So in repertory proper, again there are 4 subdivisions or subparts, 4 stages. The first is mental symptoms, which was in the repertory, which was started from page number 1 up to page number 95. In mental symptoms, or in this first part of the repertory proper, the first subpart, mental symptoms, in this section or in this part all the mental symptoms are given, and it was from page number 1 to page number 95. Then the second part, subpart in the repertory proper, it was particulars. So it starts from page number 96 and end at page number 1233. And under these particulars, head, vertigo, eye, vision, ear, hearing, nose, face, mouth, teeth, throat, external throat, stomach, abdomen, rectum, stool, urinary organs, bladder, that is urinary organs, and its all subsections, that is bladder, kidney, prostate gland, urethra, ureter, then genitalia male, genitalia female, respiratory organs like larynx, trachea, respiration, cough, expectoration, chest, back, extremities. So all from head to extremities, all that is given under the subsection particulars in the repertory proper part. So it starts from page number 96 up to page number 1233. In different edition there may be some changes in the page number. So don't get confused. Please go through the edition whatever you have and write down the page number accordingly. Okay. Then the third subpart is generals. Under general subpart or under this general section, then it starts from page number 1234 to 1340, and under general it comes section sleep, section chill, fever, perspiration and skin. So under generals, the section sleep, chill, fever, perspiration and skin, these chapters came under general subsection of the repertory proper part. Okay. Then the last subsection in repertory proper is generalities, which is from page number 1341 to 1423. In generalities section, most of the physical generals or general complaints and diseases, they are given with their modalities, that means with their aggravating as well as ameliorating factors. In this way, the second part, that is repertory proper part, it is divided into 4 subparts or 4 subdivisions, which is mental symptoms, then particulars, then generals, and lastly the generalities. And this repertory proper part, it is having 7 subsections, or it is arranged in 7 under 7, most of the parts, they are arranged under 7 anatomical divisions, that is head, throat, external throat, chest, back, abdomen and rectum. In the examination, many students, they write down in under plan construction there are 7 sections in the Kent repertory, but this is wrong. In Kent repertory, there are 33 sections as we discussed earlier, but as the sections, the first section is mind, last is generalities, and the between all the sections between mind and generalities, they are arranged according to the anatomical division, followed by functions and their discharges. So there are altogether 33 sections, and these sections are arranged like under head. It comes rubrics on all parts of head, that is forehead, occiput, temple, vertex, brain, and meninges. So under head, the symptoms related to or the rubrics related to all parts of the head, that is forehead, occiput, temple, vertex, brain, meninges, all the symptoms related to those parts, they came under the section head. In the same way, under section throat, it contains esophagus, pharynx, tonsils, and uvula. So the complaint related to esophagus, pharynx, tonsils, and uvula, they came under section throat. Then under section external throat, it contains rubrics pertaining to anterior neck, such as goiter, glands, and torticollis. So, under external throat, it contains rubrics pertaining to only anterior part of neck. So, the symptoms or complaints related to anterior part of neck we found in the section external throat. And in the under chest, we found the rubrics related to the lungs, complaint of lungs, related to lungs, then rubrics related to heart, aorta, sternum, mammary, axilla, diaphragm, and clavicle. So all these related to all the symptoms related to these parts, that is lung, heart, aorta, sternum, mammary, axilla, diaphragm, and clavicle, we found under section chest. Okay, then under section back, it contains rubrics on cervical, dorsal, that is posterior chest, lumbar, sacral, coccyx, and spine. So all the rubrics related to cervical, dorsal area, that means the posterior chest, then the lumbar part, then sacral area, coccyx, and spine, all these symptoms we found under section or under chapter back. Then under section abdomen, it contains rubrics related to hypochondria, hypogastrium, iliac, ileum, inguinal region, liver, spleen, umbilicus. So all the sections related to all the rubrics related to hypochondria, hypogastrium, iliac region, ileum, then inguinal region, liver, spleen, and umbilicus, they came under section abdomen. Then under section rectum, it contains rubrics related to anus and perineum. In this way, according to anatomical division, the head, throat, external throat, chest, back, abdomen, and rectum, it contains the rubrics related to that part. And other chapters like ear, eyes, face, nose, stomach, extremities, skin, larynx, trachea, mouth, teeth, genitalia, urinary organ. It contains rubrics related to those parts. Then, as we have discussed earlier, that is discharges, they are given as a separate, given in separate chapter. So discharges, which discharges they are given in separate section, they are stool, perspiration, urine, and expectorations. So they are given or written in the separate section in the repertory. Then we found general symptoms under mind section. Then, as we discussed earlier, that is in repertory proper part, there are general subpart. Under that, sleep, chill, fever, perspiration, and sleep related rubrics we found also in general section. Generals we found under mind section also. Then some conditions like vertigo, cough, chill, fever, vision and hearing are given as a separate chapter. In the repertory, systems are not given separately, but symptoms related to them are given under the parts. So, we cannot found the rubrics under the heading of different system, but we found the rubrics or symptoms under different parts or organs, as well as in section mind and section generalities we found the symptoms or rubrics in the repertory. So this is about the second part, that is repertory part. In the repertory part there are 33 sections and how they are arranged, which we see later on. First, remember, we are discussing about the three main parts of repertory, that is prefix part, which we have discussed earlier. In prefix part, that means in short you remember the introductory part. In that, how to use repertory, how to study repertory, then first use of repertory by Dr. Kent, then how to use the repertory, how to study repertory, then repertorizing by Margaret Taylor John Ware, then hot and cold remedies of Dr. Gibson Miles, then few cases by Margaret Taylor and John Ware, then the repertory proper part. In that we discuss about the 4 stages or 4 subparts. First is mental symptoms, second is particulars, third is generals, and the fourth is generalities. So in this way the second part contains 4 subparts, main 4 parts. Then the last part in the repertory is suffix part. So which is the suffix, what is the suffix part? In the suffix part, it is the last part in the repertory, and this was also not found in the original work of Dr. Kent, but in subsequent editions we found or we get the suffix part which is added. In the suffix part, sites of body and drug affinities by Boning-Hussain it was given, and a relationship of remedies with duration of action by Gibson Miller. If you go through the repertory, then lastly we found some charts of relationship of remedies with duration of action of that remedy, and this is very much helpful for the follow-up, during follow-up in the clinic, as well as the sides of body and drug affinity. It was also given, and it is same copied from the Boning-Hussein's repertory. So in this way the suffix part it was written. So remember, Kent repertory has main 3 parts, and it was also very important question for the oral examination, that is what is how much parts or how the Kent repertory was arranged, how much parts are there in Kent repertory. So you must know that there are 3 parts in Kent repertory: prefix part, repertory proper, and suffix part. In prefix part, what is then prefix? What is there in prefix part? There is all introductory part, how to use repertory, how to study repertory, Gibson Miller's hot cold remedies, how to, or the cases which was given by Margaret Taylor and John Ware. It was given in prefix part. Then the repertory part, it is having 4 subparts or 4 parts: repertory proper, mental symptom, particular, general and generalities. And the suffix part, which is the last part, and it is having the sides of body and drug affinity by Boning-Hussein, and relationship of remedy with the duration of action of that remedy. So the prefix part and suffix part, it was not in the, we doesn't found it in the original work, but all the prefix and suffix part we found in the subsequent editions. So in this way the Kent repertory was arranged. Then how the sections that are arranged in the Kent repertory. So the in Kent repertory there are the sections which are arranged according to the anatomical division, and it starts with the section mind and ends with the section generalities. So from mind, vertigo, head, eye, vision, ear, hearing, nose, face, mouth, teeth, throat, then external throat, stomach, abdomen, rectum, then stool, then urinary organ with its 5 subsections. The 5 subsections are bladder, kidney, prostate gland, urethra and urine. Then the next section is genitalia male, then genitalia female, then larynx and trachea, respiration, cough, expectoration, chest, back, extremities, sleep, chill, fever, perspiration, skin and generalities. In this way there are 33 sections in the Kent repertory, and they are arranged in the same way in the repertory. Then all the rubrics which are arranged, they are we also discussed how the repertory was arranged. There are double columns we found on each page, and the rubrics are arranged in alphabetical style on in the both columns, and it is like of an dictionary, so that any rubric can be easily found by dictionary process. Then rubrics are also arranged from general to particular. A rubric which start with general symptom or state with a list of large group of remedies, and this is followed by site, time, modality, extension, and this arrangement has not been strictly followed in all chapters. This is one of the point which was not get followed by each section. Then the keyword or the rubric or the symptom in the repertorial language, which we called rubric, is kept close to the margin line, and it is printed in capital or heavy block type. Then modifications or subrubrics, they are placed 2 spaces to the right of the margin line. Remedy line is 4 spaces to the right. Then how rubrics are arranged. Now we discuss about the arrangement of rubrics. There is a particular or a specific type of arrangement for the rubrics in this repertory. All the rubrics, they are arranged alphabetically in all sections as we discussed. Then the rubrics are arranged from general to particulars. So from general, first the rubrics related to general or general rubrics, they are given, and then the particular rubrics, they are written. A rubric start with a general symptom or state with a list of large group of medicines. Means the rubric which was written, in front of rubric a large group of remedy or large group of medicines which we found in the repertory. All the medicines which are indicated for that rubric, they are given in front of rubric, that is the general medicines related to that symptom or that rubric. So it is given in front of rubric, or the rubric start with a general symptom with a list of large group of medicines, and this group of medicines, it is followed by some fixed criteria. That means first the medicines related to side, it was given. Then the medicines related to time, it was given. Then modalities related medicines are given to that particular rubric, and then the extension. Then how it was written, a general rubric which is followed again by sub-rubrics like site, time, modality and extension. Under side, the general rubric is followed immediately by side. In the side, the first right-sided medicines, they are written, and then left-sided medicines, they are written. Then under side or after side, the time related remedies are given. Here Dr. Kent follows the logic of general to particular. So for example, what is general to particular? How he followed the logic of general to particular while writing the time. So first, for example, first Dr. Kent, he gave the medicines related to daytime, means the whole daytime. Then medicines related to morning in daytime, then he divided. First general medicines related to daytime, they are given, and then he go towards the particular part of the day, that is morning, forenoon, noon, afternoon, evening, twilight, night, midnight, after midnight. So in this way he first give the general symptoms related to daytime, and then he divided the daytime into different parts. Understand? First the morning medicines related to morning, then medicines related to forenoon, noon, afternoon, evening, twilight, night, midnight. In this way Dr. Kent, he was given the or followed his logic from general to particular. Then came modality. First all general medicines, then side related medicine, in that first right sided medicines, then left side affected medicines or the medicines which affect left side, then the medicines which act at particular time, in that he followed the logic of general to particular. As I have given the example that he followed the, or he gave the first general medicines which are act at the daytime, then he give particular parts of the daytime in the different sections or different part, that is morning, forenoon, in this way. Then after time he discussed about the modalities, or he, sorry, not discussed, he gave the uh, rubrics related to modalities, or the medicines related to modalities of that particular rubric. These include different factors which influence the symptoms and are arranged as elements from, alternating with, modifying factors, then aggravation and amelioration, including concomitants before, during, and after. So, in this way, under modalities, there include different factors which influence the symptoms, different factor which causes aggravation as well as amelioration in the symptom. So the first, how it was written, the first element from or causative factor, then alternating with which thing, then modifying factors, and then give aggravating factors and amelioration. So in this way, the which include concomitants before, during, and after the symptom. So in this way, the modality part is arranged. Then extension, this is the last subrubric, and we mostly found this subrubric under pain rubric, because in most of the time the pain which move from one part, or which extend from one part to other part, from one side to other side, so the extension mostly we found under pain rubric. So in this way, the rubrics, they are arranged in a fixed criteria or fixed way in the repertory, and rubric start with general symptom with a group of remedies, and then it followed by some particular sequence, it followed by site, time, modality, and extension. In this way, the rubrics, subrubrics, subrubrics, they are arranged. A general rubric is followed again by subrubrics. The subrubrics, they are related to site, the subrubrics, they are related to time, related to modalities, related to extension. They are written in this way in the repertory. So the arrangement of rubrics in the Kent repertory, it is also very important, and there are also question short note may get asked on this topic, that how the rubrics are arranged in the Kent repertory, or how the rubrics are constructed in the Kent repertory. Give short note or write short note. So in this way you should know how the rubrics are arranged in the Kent repertory, because there is a fixed criteria for the arrangement of the rubric in the Kent repertory. So in this way the rubrics, sub-rubrics and sub-sub-rubrics, they are arranged. Then the as we discussed yesterday, that the which is the last which is the large section in the Kent repertory. If you remember, in the last lecture we discussed about the large section of the Kent repertory is extremities section and the small section in the Kent repertory, smallest section in the Kent repertory is the prostate gland, is the smallest section in the Kent repertory. Then the maximum number of rubrics we found in the section mind, and the minimum number of rubrics we found in the section hearing. There are only 4 rubrics in the section hearing. Then the extremities section is the largest section, and actually there in the section extremities there is all the small parts or all the pen, especially the pen rubric, it is given in much details. The pen rubric, which occupies many pages, and it is modified by type, location, etiology, character. So the pen rubric in the Kent repertory, it is also having a fixed order to writing down the pen rubric in the Kent repertory. That is, pen first, the pen in general, then pen as per part in extremity section, then pen alternating with position, condition, etiology, modality, extension, then pen of different minute part, then type of pen, which is given under separate heading, that is time, position, condition, etiology, modality, extension. So in this way, under extremities section there is over generalization of this section, and there is very extra details or very much details they are mentioned under the extremities section. The pen occupies very much pages, so it is the largest section in the Kent repertory. Okay, so this is all about the plan and construction of the Kent repertory. So you must remember the Kent repertory is having or is divided into 3 parts: prefix, suffix and prefix, repertory proper and suffix. Then it is having 33 sections, and there are 5 subsections in the urinary organ sections. So some count the subchapters of urinary organ as separate chapter. Hence, the total number of chapters or sections, it might come to 37. Then there is there are nearly about 648 remedies in the repertory. and having 1423 pages. Out of these 37 sections or 33 sections, 30 sections are under grooves. Then there is some fixed rubric arrangement we found in the repertory. The rubrics, they are arranged in some fixed pattern. They are arranged from general to particular, and it start with the general symptom with list of large group of medicines, and it is followed by site, time, modality and extension. Then under many section or under generalities, anatomical parts, the rubrics all related to their anatomical division. For example, we discussed the 7 anatomical parts and their related rubrics which we found under that anatomical part, that is head, throat, external throat, chest, back, abdomen and rectum, and which symptoms or which rubrics we found under those parts we discussed in today's lecture. Then how the sections they are arranged from mind to last section, generalities, how they are arranged, how in which sequence they are arranged, this is also we discussed today. So these are some important points, or these are all about the plan and construction of the Kent repertory. So while studying this construction of the Kent repertory, you should have your repertory with you, and then simultaneously you see or you while reading the plan construction of the repertory, you also refer the repertory, so it is easy for you to remember and understand the repertory easily and properly. So this is all about the plan construction of the Kent repertory. Thank you very much.